Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm just going to do a quick update on Vitus. I think this project probably has the most massive potential when it comes to any project that I'm currently looking at, especially when it comes to like being early on it. As far as the pre-sale goes, Vitus is doing a percentage of their profits are going to be given to the holders that participate in the VIP program, but they also have the VIPP, which is VIP preferred. And basically everybody who's in the pre-sale, it creates heavy incentive for the pre-sellers to not want to sell, because if Vitus is ever successful with the compliance software and programming that they're doing the pre-sale, basically you're betting on if those rewards are ever high, then you could make potentially large returns from the VIPP because of the percentages that you're getting and because of the percentages that you're fighting. I've made a lot of videos on that. Basically, if you're doing the pre-sale, you're going to get more rewards than anybody, and nobody will ever have that opportunity again outside of the pre-sale. So it creates really good incentive for the pre-sellers to not sell, which is honestly creates another huge opportunity where there is the potential for the price to go insane, possibly whenever they launch. I don't know when they're going public. It's a docs team. They have professionals. They just announced a huge partnership with InitWise regarding the DAO, and doing everything they can to make this successful. So as a holder, I like to focus on what do we care about? We care about being early on the right projects. I think this has every aspect to it, and making a lot of money, right? So, I'm in the pre-sale. I don't want to sell that. I really don't want to sell that unless I'm convinced that they're not going to generate a lot of revenue. I'm not convinced of that. So I think most pre-sellers right now are actually happy if other pre-sellers sell, because as everyone sells out of the pre-sale, it means that a large percent of rewards are going to go to the pre-sellers that nobody else can get. There's still going to be rewards to people outside of the pre-sale. It's just if you believe in the future of the project and you do the pre-sale, then you're going to be rewarded for holding. So if everybody sold out of the pre-sale except for you, you'd get all the rewards. And so if those rewards came out to like $100,000 or $1 million, then you'd be getting that. Now, what's more likely is you'll be splitting that with, if you do the pre-sale, you'll be splitting that with hundreds of people. But if it's millions of dollars being split between hundreds of people, then it could potentially be a lot of money. It could end up being a great reward investment just for believing in the future of Vitus. I think this is going to be a great buy. I think it has opportunity for massive price action. I think it's going to be potentially really good opportunities for buying and selling and trading. So those are the possibilities I see. Now you can incorporate everything that you know about crypto as far as pre-sales, as far as launches, as far as everything into this. A lot of people say, oh, if you're not doing the pre-sale, then wait a couple days before you buy to see how it plays out. It's really just a personal choice for you, because everything's a risk. Buying's a risk, not buying's a risk. And it's up to you to calculate that risk and to take your own chances. The reason we're all in this space is because we know that projects out there are making millionaires. If that wasn't happening, there wouldn't be any attention in this space. It's purely just because we've seen other people on massive cryptos make millions and millions of dollars. So we know it's the possibilities out there, and everybody's chasing that possibility. This is, for me, one that I think has potential to be that possibility. Here, Chad Justice is talking about the DAO, Decentralized Autonomous Organization, Decentralized Governance Token Vitus holders propose changes to the network, or DAO. Council determines financial decisions and maintains voting and multi-sig control over any funds for the DAO. And then 3, technical committee reviews proposals for technical soundness and facilitate maintenance and development work for the DAO. Governance token holders conduct referendum to vote on proposals that are enacted automatically if passed. No individual maintains any control over the project financially. All wallets are multi-sig, all LP is locked and cannot be unlocked without vote, and all governance activity occurs on-chain with full transparency. This is the way. If you're thinking about buying more Vitus, you can use my link, and I'll get 10% of whatever you buy. You spend $100, I'll get $10 if you want to use my link. Really easy way to support me if you're thinking about buying more, or if you're thinking about getting in. The pre-sale, in my opinion, is if you're thinking like long-term, I want to invest in this long-term. If this ends up generating a lot of revenue, if you look at everything they have planned out, the compliance software and targeting these different markets and their partners and who it is that's behind it and what they've accomplished in the past, and you think, hey, I think that they're going to be successful, you have a opportunity to get in on 5% of the revenue. So you'll be getting 3% and 2% on top of that. The 3% you'll be sharing with all Vitus holders who stake, and the 2% you'll only be sharing with the people who do the pre-sale. And it's its own separate pool. So if the 2% pulls in $1 million, and say there's 10 people, and let's just say they had an equal share, they'd be splitting that $1 million between them, and nobody else can ever get back into the pre-sale, right, once it ends. So that'd be 10 people be splitting $1 million, it'd be $100,000 each. Obviously, it's not going to play out like that. It's going to be a bunch of smaller bags. It's going to be people that are willing to put in more, and the people that put in more are going to be pulling large amounts, but it's going to be based on the amount that you own versus the amount that everybody else has in the pre-sale is what you're going to be getting of the revenue per year. So 3% every year, you're going to be getting 3% of what they make every year. Pre-sale is really, if you look at them and you believe that, hey, this has massive potential, and I understand the 3% that everybody's going to be sharing, I'll be getting that, and the 2% on top of that for the pre-sale, then you see a lot of people see that and they're like, oh man, this is potentially huge. If they do well, right? If they succeed, if they generate a lot of revenue, you're automatically going to be getting 5% of that revenue. You're going to be sharing 3%, which you're getting in at the pre-sale. So a lot of pre-sale, if a project blows up, the people who do the pre-sale always end up being whales, right? As long as they don't sell, they end up being whales. So if you do the pre-sale and the project blows up, you end up being a whale. You're going to be pulling the largest amount out of that 3%, but you're also going to be getting a 2% on top of that. That's going to make that 3% look like nothing. And if the revenue is extremely high based on the success of Vitus, then this could be insane USDC that you'll be getting every year that they exist. So the opportunity for that in my mind is just too massive to pass up. The only reason I'm in the crypto space is to find these projects that are going to blow up early, separate all the nonsense, all the crap, all the scams, all the delusion going on in this space, and try to find real projects that are actually going to make us money, make myself money, and that I can use to help make other people money. So yep, the link, it's super easy to buy. You just send your Ether USDC to that address. Once you pull up that link, and you'll be getting an NFT voucher, and that voucher, once they launch, is going to give you the tokens on the blockchain that they're creating, or technically, I guess, the coins on the blockchain that they're creating. So yeah, click the link below, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'll see you in the next video.